All right, today we're going to do something really cool. We're building a modern food ordering app from the ground up. But listen, this isn't just about cranking out code. Nope. We're going to uncover the fundamental concepts, the big ideas that make apps like this actually work. Let's get started.
So, have you ever opened up an app like Uber Eats or DoorDash and just wondered, how do they show you thousands, literally thousands of different restaurants, but the design always looks the same? They're definitely not building a whole new page for every single one, right? That would be insane. And that is the core puzzle we're tackling today.
Before a single line of code gets written, we have to do something super important. We plan. Seriously, having a solid blueprint from the get-go makes the entire process, and I mean everything, so much smoother. It just keeps your thoughts organized right from the start.
And here's our plan. It's pretty straightforward. We've got a header up top, for the logo and navigation. Then the main body. That's where the search bar and all our restaurant cards are going to live. And finally, a simple footer for the essentials like copyright and links. See? Simple, clean, and you'll see incredibly effective.
So, the big question is, how do we build this thing efficiently? How do we avoid just copying and pasting code over and over again? Well, the answer is one of the most powerful ideas in all of modern development. It's called components. Think of them as reusable blocks that are going to be the very foundation of our entire app.
So what exactly is a component? The best way to think about it is like a digital Lego brick. Seriously. You create these small, self-contained, reusable pieces, and then you just snap them together to build your entire application.
And this is why components are a total game changer. They keep our code incredibly organized. They stop us from repeating ourselves, which is a huge time saver. And the best part? These little bricks can be reused absolutely anywhere we need them. It's all about building smarter, not harder.
Okay, so let's say we've designed this beautiful, reusable restaurant card component. It looks great, but there's a problem. Right now, it's just static. It's a template. It's not alive with any real dynamic restaurant information, at least not yet.
So this leads us to the most important question of the day. How do we take this one single component and make it display unique information for any restaurant we throw at it without, and this is the key part, without ever changing the component's original design?
The answer is props. They are the secret ingredient that brings our static components to life. Let's dig in and see exactly how they work.
All right, so props, it's just short for properties, are simply how we pass data into a component. Think of it like this. Our main app has all the info, right? So it sends specific pieces of that info, like a restaurant's name and its rating, down into our little restaurant card component.
And here is the absolute key to understanding this. If you've ever used a function in programming, you basically already get props. No, really, passing props to a component is almost exactly like passing arguments to a function. You're just giving it the specific data it needs to tell the user interface what to display.
Let's jump back to our Legos. The restaurant card component, that's the brick itself, the same shape every time. Props are the instructions we give to each brick. So one brick gets props that say, your name is Pizza Palace and your rating is 4.5 stars. The very next brick, the same exact type of brick, gets different instructions. You're a sushi house and you have a 5-star rating. Same brick, different instructions.
Okay, this is great. We have our dynamic components. But where does all this data, like the restaurant names and ratings, actually come from? Let's connect this final piece of the puzzle and see how a real-world application works.
Well, in a real app, this information isn't just hard-coded inside the application itself. It actually lives on a server and is sent to our app as raw data. This is exactly how you get that fresh, up-to-the-minute list of restaurants and reviews every single time you open the app.
And here it is, the full journey from start to finish. Step 1, a server provides the data. Step 2, our app receives it. Step 3, it passes that data into our reusable restaurant card as props. And finally, Step 4, the component uses those props to display the unique information. It's a clean, efficient, and beautiful data flow.
So, when you boil it all down, here's the big takeaway. Props are the bridge. They're the bridge that connects your raw data to your user interface. They're what turns static templates into dynamic, living applications. The only question left is, what are you going to build with them?